even more than the 2021 budget. I mean, if we were quick to act for a Bayanihan 1 and Bayanihan 2 for the pandemic, why not have a Bayanihan 3 for this typhoon?
I'm not against that idea, Your Honor. In fact, I was asked by a reporter that, and I said there are preliminary talks. My only fear, Your Honor, is that we may run out of time in our calendar to pass it. But if, for instance, a special session is called, if needed, then that would be a possibility, Your Honor.
Yes, I think we're on track with regard to the budget because I think we will be able to pass the budget second and third reading based on our schedule within the week. So there should be enough time to pass a supplemental budget for those affected by the most recent or the last 3 typhoons.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
I said that I am one with the chairman to pass this budget by Friday, second and third reading, Mr. President. So there should be enough time to pass a supplemental budget if necessary, or Bayanihan 3, not only for the pandemic but for those affected by the most recent typhoons.
I think it's a good idea, in fact, Your Honor. But and in fact, I think the Senate has, in particular, shown under the leadership of our Senate President, under your leadership, Your Honor, as pro temp and as under the majority leader's leadership, and with the magnanimity of the minority, we have risen to the task in the past. So I would not doubt the ability of the chamber to rise to the task again, Your Honor.
Yes, especially with the very able chairman of the committee. Okay,
so with the question mark, Your Honor, with the question mark,
with an exclamation point, Mr. President. but having said that, Mr. President, the budget next year, considering, as I mentioned earlier, as we discussed, okay, the budget next year takes off from a more positive outlook on the contraction of the economy. Okay? It predicts that the economy will contract only by 5.5% this year. Okay? So we're taking off from this. And because of that, the economic managers, the DPCC, recommended a budget ceiling of 4.5 trillion, roughly, for next year, no, not including the unprogrammed funds. Okay? Now, my worry is that we might be spending too little. Okay? Considering that the economy contracted more, in fact, it could have contracted less had we spent the entire budget this year and have a separate budget for COVID. Okay? Which would have ramped up spending this year. The most critical point. No? Now, we have contracted more, and we're the longest. And according to the IMF and the World Bank, and we brought this out during the debates on CREATE, the Philippines probably will have the longest period to recover, according to them. And this does not even consider the last 3 typhoons. Okay? And possibly even more to come. Okay? So, I did file, because my worry is that even Bayanihan 2 may not be spent on time. May I ask the chairman his thinking on extending the validity of the appropriations only in Bayanihan 2 and not the other mandates?
I would agree that's needed, Your Honor. I think we need that.
Okay. Now, assuming we are unable to spend also the entire 2020 budget, would the chairman be willing as well to extend the validity of items in the 2020 budget? Let's say particularly unspent funds for the Department of Health, unspent funds, let's say, for the Department of Education, unspent funds for the Department of Public Works, if there is any, unspent funds for DOLE, DSWD, to help provide relief to families affected by the pandemic and by the most recent typhoons?
Yes, Your Honor. I think that's much needed now, even more than before. And if you remember, Your Honor, we extended the validity of the 2018 and 2019 budgets, and we are in much worse shape today as we speak. So I would definitely be agreeable to something like that, Your Honor, and
Yes.
including calamity funds, Your Honor, because those
Yes.
are also subjected to cash-based budgeting.
Yes. But we hope that they're able to spend the remaining calamity funds with dispatch. Because people who lost their jobs, got sick because of the pandemic, and then lost their homes, cannot wait till January for assistance.
I agree completely, Your Honor.
So hopefully they can spend the entire calamity fund this in the next week or 2 or 3 at
Yes,
most.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ubusin na yun, di ba?
Absolutely, Your Honor.